it's okay to be vulnerable. It is okay to make mistakes. Make them, because that is how you learn and that is how you grow and that's how you reach your goal.
Hello, everyone. I am Melissa Forziat of Take the Doughnut, here to help you get inspiration and get donuts. I'm a motivational keynote speaker, and today I'm bringing you a Take the Doughnut interview with Sarah Thompson, who is the CEO of Luxama Travel, which is an expert on travel to the Amalfi Coast. She moved to Sorrento in 2015 and has been chronicling the journey on social media ever since. Welcome, Sarah.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here. This is honestly amazing.
Oh, so happy to have you here. I feel like you're exactly the person that I need to talk to today. So before we get into anything more serious, I want to start with the obligatory question. What's your favorite donut if you have one?
Okay, so mine is Boston cream. I love Boston cream. Like there's a surprise inside, like so good. So good.
Okay, I like that. And sometimes I feel like they correlate to, like, favorite donuts correlate to personality types, and I'm wondering if we'll find that along the way in this one as
Yeah,
well.
do you have like a personality quiz per like donut?
No, but I really feel like I should develop one. And I think if people start
You
looking through these
should.
interviews and they start like patterning out some of the answers, you'd be like, oh.
That
I hesitate to drop any thoughts in here because I don't want anybody to be like, wait a minute.
I'm not like that.
Yeah.
No.
But yeah, I've noticed a couple of trends. Boston cream doesn't come up a ton though. And when people say
Really?
Boston cream, it's like always a different reason, which is interesting. So
Yeah,
I really like
I
that.
love it. I think it's actually I think it's the most similar to Italian pastry. That cream inside the Boston cream is very similar to like the cream that they have in like sfogliatella and other pastries here in Italy. So maybe that's the reason why. And it's a good balance between, like cream and donut because I don't like when it's too dry or too cakey. It's the perfect balance, I guess.
Excellent. Boston cream for you. Well, I said just a little bit about you up front, but tell us more about yourself. What should we know about you?
Well, one, I'm Sarah. So I actually, in 2014, I studied abroad in Rome. And I really kick off my Italian journey. It was absolutely amazing. I fell in love with the city. Um, and it was an amazing time. And me and my best friend, we wanted to stay in Italy after our spring semester studying abroad. And it was our last summer really before we had to do our senior year of college and then eventually find, real jobs. So we're like, you know what? Let's stay in Italy this summer, but we didn't have any money. So we're like, let's just find a summer job somewhere. We literally asked around so, so many times to our program leader, Gianni. He's a fabulous man and he was so amazing. We bothered him probably way too much. Literally every single day that we saw him, me and my friend Ashley at the time, we were literally just saying like, Johnny, have you heard of anything? Have you heard anything that needs American girls working here in the summer? He's like, no, girls, I'm sorry, we haven't heard anything. I'm not kidding you. Every single day we saw him, we bugged him. And it was always, no, sorry, no, sorry, no, sorry. Until one day we asked him, he's like, no, sorry, girls. And we turned to walk away. And he's like, wait, wait, wait. Have you heard of Sorrento? And we're like, no way. This is literally like fate aligning because this was maybe like a Tuesday. And that weekend, we planned like a weekend trip to visit Sorrento. We're like, we're going there this weekend. It's like, perfect. You can meet the bar owner. They're looking for two American girls to kind of like work the bar for the summer. And so we went to Sorrento that weekend. We met the bar owner, and then basically the interview too was so funny because it was just like, okay, you speak English, you're a real person. When do you want to start? And so that's pretty much how that began my summer in Sorrento. And then when I started working at the bar, there was also another boy who was working at the bar, an Italian boy. His name is Luigi. And long story short, he's my husband. And now we have two kids together. And we're married, and I've been here pretty much ever since.
Okay, this is just, I mean, did we or did we not find the right person to talk to today? I just love your story. And I also think it goes to show you, like, sometimes you got to ask more than one time for the thing that you want. Like,
Persistence is
yeah,
key,
a lot of
especially in
times people
Italy.
get uncomfortable with that. It's like, ooh, but I don't want to bother this person. I already asked them, but just look at what can happen. Your
No,
whole life
literally,
came from that.
it literally changed my entire path of my life. It was incredible. And so we stayed there that summer. I was spending time with Luigi, but then I had to go back to the US because I had 1 year left of university. So I was like, you know what? I just need to get this degree underneath my belt and then I can fly back to Italy. And so I went back to the US after the summer. So sad to leave. But Luigi came, my husband Luigi, he came to visit me, which kind of sealed the deal that he was also serious too. We traveled all throughout the States, Miami, California, New York, Philadelphia, which I'm originally from. And then I came to visit him in February for my birthday. And then I graduated May 2015. And literally a week later, I bought a one-way ticket and came to Italy.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Well, I have a ton of questions to ask you about all of this. But before I do that, let me reset this conversation for those who aren't familiar with my interviews. This is the Take the Donut interview. And for me, that's all based, take the donut for me is just like saying carpe diem. It's all about going after the things that you want in life. And it all stems from this really strange thing that happened to me in college where I left an actual donut on a table, but it became an object lesson for me and what it looks like to leave opportunities behind. So I don't want to do that anymore. I want to take the donut. I'll link a video here for those who haven't seen it before, but basically this conversation is all about going after opportunity in life and what that looks like practically speaking. And clearly you have some wisdom to share in this area. So, first, let me ask this question. How are you with going after goals? What is that process like for you?
It's definitely a difficult process. Just the first thing I have to accept is, you know, not doubting myself, knowing that like I can do this. Like there's nothing holding me back. I just need to do this, this, and that. But it is like I've learned recently, I feel like manifestation's 100% real. Like already thinking that you deserve this or you already have it almost naturally pushes you to achieving that goal. And I believe, basically not putting a glass ceiling above myself is the best thing I could ever do for myself. And to say, you know what, like I've already achieved this goal. Let me just keep going. Like, and then eventually I'll end up meeting that goal and then there'll be the next new goal. And it's just kind of like just not I want to say saying yes to everything, knowing boundaries and knowing how to just kind of push through my doubt.
Yeah, absolutely. So confidence is a huge piece of it for you, it sounds like, and believing in it is a big part
Definitely.
of the process. So once you get going, once you've started down a path, especially if it's going to be a big goal that's going to take a lot of time to achieve, what keeps you motivated in that process?
Um, I guess, the goal itself, of course. I think the the feeling of purpose, the meaning, like just feeling purposeful and like having a meaning to continue this, to achieve my goal, and just feeling like I have a purpose, like waking up every day and be like, you know what, like this is something I want to do. I feel accomplished in that, right? It's almost like, when you go to school and you feel like the teacher says, if you check off all these lists, then you have achieved a goal. So just by checking off each step, even if it's a minor step, I feel so accomplished. It's like, yes, I've got all this done that I need to get done. And then I continue on. And I definitely feel like, at least with taking the donut and doing my own journey, mine has definitely been like a slow progression. More or less, I feel like it has been just because I I did kind of like the opposite of what most people do. I had my kids, I got married, I moved abroad. I completely like restarted my life at like 22 years old. And literally I had no idea what I wanted to do in life, but I knew that I love this person, I love this country, and I wanted to start a life here. And so that was definitely the biggest jump I've ever done in my entire life. And I even looking back on it now, I'm like, wow, I was crazy. But having that big jump and, working, achieving my goals one step at a time, even the little ones, really helped me to progress to get that ultimate goal that I want. 100%. Like just patting ourselves on the back for the little achievements is what keeps me going.
Mm, and beautifully said. Now let's talk about challenges. So, when you go after a thing that you want in life, a lot of times obstacles come up along the way. I'm curious for you if there's a specific brand of challenge that just keeps coming up no matter what you're doing. It's your Achilles heel. It's just going to keep rearing its ugly head.
Okay, so I think it's just I feel like sometimes I need like 10 of me. I feel like I'm wearing different hats all at different times. I'm a wife, I'm a mom, I'm a business owner, I am also a social media content creator. I'm doing multiple tasks at multiple times and just trying to find that perfect balance is such a challenge for me. Because I know I want to achieve this goal in motherhood. I want to achieve this goal as a CEO, but making sure that each path is taken care of and no one is left behind has been really difficult. I feel like just that the balancing act between the multiple hats I wear.
Absolutely. Prioritizing sounds like a huge factor in your world. Yeah. So you probably answered this already, but who knows? Maybe you'll come up with something else for this. What would you say is the biggest donut that you've ever taken?
Um, oh, there's actually a lot, but of
Okay.
course the biggest one was definitely, packing up my whole entire life and moving abroad for uh for a new country that I didn't really speak the language. I knew I liked this boy, but wasn't really sure. I didn't have any friends, no community, nothing yet really built. Literally nothing to my name, and just practically starting over in a way. And with the only thing I had was my college degree. Literally, I it was looking back at it now, like, I'm like, wow, that was so crazy. But honestly, like the best decision I ever did was just taking that leap and taking that jump and taking that donut. Honestly, it was probably the biggest one I have done. Ever since then, I've definitely taken like mini donuts throughout my life. I would like to say is definitely having two kids, as a young mom, being abroad and having giving birth in abroad as well. Like that was a whole other culture shock. I feel like every single day there's a little challenge I have to go through. Of something that I don't know about the culture, I have to learning something new every single day, or figuring out how to do something in a different culture and a new language, how to say something like, and those kind of keep me going. Like I believe learning never ends. And so that's maybe another reason why I like to continue going towards my goals because I love learning new things. And I hate being bored. I do not like being bored.
Mm, absolutely. Well, I just love that you've had such a rich experience in your time in Italy. I mean, my goodness, it's a whole world that you've opened up for yourself there. So, is there a donut that's currently in progress for you? Something that you're taking right now?
Yes, yes, there's actually a very big one. Um, so as CEO and founder of Luxama Travel, I actually just recently signed on to a host agency, which I'm really, really excited. It's endorsed by Forbes Travel Guide, and very big into the luxury field. I'm taking that next big step for my agency. And although I do organize bespoke luxury vacations all throughout the Amalfi Coast and Italy, I'm also planning to expand into the rest of Europe, into France and Spain, Germany. And so I'm really, really excited. And this is just the next step, turning myself into the luxury field of travel, and expanding. I'm so excited for what that has in store.
Oh, that's incredible. And I'm so glad you shared that here because we can hopefully all take advantage of that at some point, right? Like
Yeah,
check out
definitely.
those services in every country that you're in. So there may be some people who are listening to this who have a donut of their own they want to take. They're just not sure what the way forward is. Maybe it's still an idea. Maybe they're they started on the path, but they're just not sure how to move forward from here. What would you say to those people? Let's sprinkle some encouragement.
So, it's actually pretty plain and simple. Just do it. Like, just take that jump, take that leap. Obviously, like, think about your safety and, like, you wanna have things in place that are going to catch you. But you might not know where you're going to land, just as long as you know there is some type of netting below you. Take the jump. Take the jump, because you never know. You're not gonna know exactly. You never, even with vacation planning, you can plan everything to the T, but there might be, a delay. There might be a strike. There may be really bad weather. You can't control that, but you can still go. You can still do it. And I 100% believe that you should take the jump with, pre-research, making sure as much as you can research beforehand, but take that jump and learn the rest on the way. Because I think personally too, even when it comes into with working and in field, I value experience much more than just study per se. At least when, I mean, depending if you're like a doctor or like a travel agent, that's obviously, there's certain, I feel, fields that require more so study than experience, even so. But I value experience much more over just from reading in books per se. I value it so much more for someone who's actually done it or is doing it as we speak. That takes a lot to physically do something. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's where confidence comes from as well. I think that by doing hard things, you realize you can do hard things and you can be adaptable. And there's no way
Yes,
you
definitely.
could plan every day for living in a new culture. I mean, it's just not possible.
No, no, not at all. And like, even though I've been here for like 9 years, I'm still learning new things every day. And it's okay to be vulnerable. It is okay to make mistakes. Make them, because that is how you learn and that is how you grow and that's how you reach your goal. But just the act of doing is how you get started, or the
Absolutely.
act of eating the donut. That's how you get started.
Well, for those of us who want to follow your journey and see what you're up to, where should we find you? What links should I put in the description?
So you can find me on multiple social media platforms. So my personal social media, which I give travel advice and some tips, is Sarah L. Thompson on Instagram. On TikTok, Sarah L. Thompson 11. But then, of course, I do have my travel agency and my website, which has everything included, luxamatravel.com.
Perfect. Well, everybody be sure to check out those resources. And if you liked hearing Sarah's story, be sure to like and subscribe on this video because we have so many inspirational interviews still to come. But in the meantime, Sarah, thank you so much for joining me, for talking about
Thank
going
you.
after opportunity, for sharing your story.
No, honestly, this is so nice speaking with you. And I love your story too. I think oh, I love the donut. It's so good.
I love that. Well, okay, everybody, you know what to do. Between the two of us, hopefully we've convinced you. Get inspiration, get donuts. Bye, everybody.